Firstly, I will present you my topic. It's why actually English became the global language. My research question was, what reason made English the worldwide language? So I used different areas of interaction. So you can see them. So before I will start, I would like to ask you a couple questions. And here are some answers on it. What do you think, which language in the world is spoken by most people, in your opinion? No? Lots of people speak in this language.
What is Mandarin Chinese? What is Mandarin
Mandarin
Chinese?
Chinese.
And what is it?
It's Chinese?
Так называется китайский язык. Mandarin Chinese.
Yes, exactly. This answer is the right answer. And which language has the largest vocabulary? Maybe English? English, yeah. It's English, right? And which is the oldest written language? Yeah, this is right, Egyptian language. And which language has no irregular words at all?
English.
No.
No, we have a lot of irregular words. B was the B in the
Oh yeah.
Esperanto.
Which one?
Esperanto?
Yeah, it's right, because it's artificial language. And which language has the most letters in the alphabet? No, Mandarin, not English. Cambodian, this is right. Okay, so now I will start the presentation. Here the 10 most spoken languages in the world. First one is Chinese, was the biggest population in the world, and Chinese is one of the biggest countries in the world. English, because there are lots of native speakers and lots of people learn English. And the third one is Hindi language, because India is the biggest country. Spanish, Russian, Arabic, Bengali, Portuguese, Indonesian, and French one. Okay. And English is the international language. Right now, lots of people speak English in Britain, USA, Canada, New Zealand, Australia. Lots of people speak English as their first language, but also there are some people who speak English as the second language, like in China, in Spain, in lots of European countries. Today, English is the language of business, economics, politics, and tourism. Secondly, I would like to tell you a bit of the story of the English language. In the 17th, 18th century, Britain was the empire, and they had lots of colonies in the world. It was in America, Australia, New Zealand, and other colonies. In the 18th and 19th centuries, then the Industrial Revolution started. England was the first one who started it, and lots of people and countries was trying to catch up with England, and so we started to learn English and develop the technology as well as Britain. In the 19th and 20th century, the economic power became the USA because of the war strength and the really strong economics. Lots of people also started to learn not English, but exactly American English. There's a bit of difference between those two languages. So on this map you can see the British Empire in 1922. It's all the pink colonies. It's the colonies of British Empire. We had Australia, Canada, a bit of America, but not actually India, and some couple of countries in Africa. There are some island countries as well.
And all of them are English speakers?
Yes.
Yes, and right now they are all English speakers as their first language. So why English became actually so popular? Because it's really easy. Here are some basic characteristics. For example, the simplicity of the form verbs has very few inflections. For example, we can say big table, big chair, but in Russian you have to say большой стол, большая комната. So you always change the adjective. Also, it's the flexibility of the English language. For example, you can say spring as a noun, and spring day, so it would mean like весна, весенний день, So it's all in Russian for the noun and the adjective, but and all the different parts of the speech. But in English, it will be all the same. Also, English is the big openness of vocabulary. It always borrows lots of different words from different countries and nations, from German, Russian, Spanish, French. And here, the top 10 languages in the internet. As you can see, English is the first one. Lots of people use English for the business, for the pleasure, and for other different activities. And the Chinese is just because of the population. Lots of Chinese speakers use their Chinese in their native language. And there are also, and I think you can see the Russia as one of the last places. It's just because even Russian people prefer to use English in the internet. It's because it's easier and it's more communicable to other people. So here, the languages in the world. The green one is the Russian one. The purple one is the countries who speak English as their mother tongue. The red one is the Spanish one. Blue one is the French one, and dark green is the Arabic countries. So you can see how many different languages could become the global one. But actually, English became the one. So here, I would like to tell you a bit about Esperanto. It's the artificial language. It was created by Ludwig Zamenhof. He was a Polish doctor, and he created it to unite lots of people in different countries, to show them how it's easier to learn one language, which doesn't need to have their own country. For example, this Esperanto promotes friendship, understanding, human peace and justice. And the government can reduce cost of the translation every time. But this language didn't really become popular because people wanted to learn the culture and a bit of the country background and the history. But Esperanto is almost like a dead language. There's nothing that you can learn in Esperanto. It's artificial language, so it didn't really become popular. So, Chinese. Here's the simple phrase, I want to eat chicken meat. It's really simple in English, but in Chinese you can see how difficult it is to write and how difficult it's pronounced. So just because of it, Chinese couldn't become the global language. So, here the French. French is a very conservative language. For example, in France there is a French academy, which always control which words have to be spoken like that or another way. For example, all the words right now say computer, but in France they say l'ordinateur. Also, the number 92, in English we say 92, it's really easy. But in French you have to say 24. So you have to multiply 20 by 4 and plus 12. So it's really complicated and difficult to say that. So just because of all those small things, French couldn't really become the global. And also, I would like to tell you a bit of Russian. Just try to form plurals from those words. You see them really easily words, but plurals are волос, волосы, колос, колосья, голод, голоса. And just try to explain those words to foreigners. How are you going to explain it? They all look the same, but they form plurals all differently. So, I just want to promote you to learn English and to communicate more as I do. Thank you very much for your attention.